Okay. We're live. Last time we left off, we did a bunch of the Sim Universe stuff. And we technically finished Unknowable Domain. Though I don't know what this whole Monday Night Assembly is all about. It looks like it's just extrapolation stuff. Trial of the Monday Nights. I don't know if we'll do that. If people ask for it, I'll do it, but I don't know if it actually gives me anything outside of just like more upgrade materials. But I've been putting this off for a while. It's time for the new Trailblaze mission. As well as the new adventure mission, which I kind of want to do first, I'll be honest. What? You say you don't remember a car like this on the Express? You must have misremembered it. Damn history fictionologists. Anywho. Let's see All Who Wakes. Ooh, and actually, I actually do want to sit through this. I remember everything, but most people who are going to watch the VOD of this probably won't remember everything, so this will be a good place for us to start, and people can just roll into the stream over time. Let's view the story recap.
The clock winds back to the start of the journey to Penacony. The Astral Express, upon invitation from the watchmaker, heads to a cosmic vacation spot, the Reverie Hotel, for a banquet. However, in this sweet dream paradise, they unexpectedly become entangled in two bizarre murder mysteries.
Yeah. Two murder mysteries. I'm really glad that that plotline actually went somewhere. Cough, cough.
A grand struggle for a legacy begins. Numerous factions enter one after another, acting in response to the situation. The family hosts also plot to capture the watchmaker with this opportunity and ensure the Charmony Festival takes place as scheduled.
I'll be honest, I'm also mostly just listening to this so I can hear some Trailblazer VA.
A confrontation between the emanator of the Nihility, Acheron, and IPC representative Aventurine becomes the turning point of the entire event. The latter, through a grand death, shatters the family's lies and reveals the existence of the primordial dreamscape, Dreamflux Reef. The Express crew thus delves into the heart of the situation.
Ah, rip Misha.
Here, Gallagher reveals to everyone the truths about the Dreamscape, the Stellaron, Mikhail, and the other nameless. They finally uncover the legacy of the Trailblaze and, in doing so, receive a glimpse from the Harmony. To fulfill the wishes of their predecessors,
this is actually a lot shorter of a recap than I thought it would be.
With the intention of sealing the Stellaron. However, they are forced into a deadly battle against Sunday, the head of the Oak family, who is aligned with the Order. This great battle
recap
with the
kind
fall
of just
the
makes
Order
me
once
realize
again.
how much of the story was bloat. Like, this is the Cliff Notes versions of the story, but this is also the only real parts of the story that kind of mattered. I guess the only thing that's being left out here is, like, Firefly's role, I guess. Although I guess we kind of talked about it a little bit with the murder mystery.
The future of Penacony remains uncertain. However, thanks to the mediation of the crew, the family and the IPC agree to cede some of their interests and reach a consensus.
I can't believe that there was a stock market subplot, though. That was not what I expected for, like, the finale.
In the very end, Sparkle makes a grand return with a startling bombshell. This crisis is ultimately resolved amidst
Startling bombshell?
spectacular
Is that what we're
fireworks.
calling it?
With everyone receiving their own best ending, the tragicomedy of the sweet dream comes to a close.
The tragicomedy? Is that what we're calling it? Teleport hint. The story recap has ended. Head to the designated location to immediately start the mission. Sure. Go now. One last thing. I am told that there will be missing voices, so I will be reading and drinking a lot of fluid so that I don't lose my voice. The party car. Also, hi Yunli. Alright, so this is the party car. This is my first time actually walking in here. Oh, there's the whole crew. And Shush, Drinksmith Robot.
I'm never telling jokes again. My humor simulation circuits have taken up smoking.
Whatever you say.
Amphorius, the Eternal Land.
Right. I'm surprised that wasn't mentioned in the recap. Black Swan offered to take us to Amphorius as our next location. There is no record of that world in the databank. Not even a mention of its name. Black Swan did say that Akavili never went there, so why would it be in the databank? Or I guess it should be in the databank, because someone has to have heard of the place, right?
Yeah, that's what Miss Black Swan said. It's a world hidden away from outside observation, with a presence only revealed by the light from the mirror of the Garden of Recollection. It's mysterious, all right.
That is very odd. Which makes the Saga of Heroes trailer even more suspicious of the fact that Herta's watching it.
You haven't been with us on the Express very long. Will the journey be too much for you to handle?
What do you mean? Sounds scary. Can we go somewhere else? I've been on the Express for nearly 2 years now.
Huh? Has it been that long?
No need to be nervous. You say that, technically like almost like 2 months passed just during the war dance. So a lot of time has passed. Although I believe in-game it's only been about a year, technically, if you count how long time has actually passed. I think you can find the official timeline on the Star Rail wiki. I think they use like a after Trailblaze or Awakening as the unit of time. Like, so the amount of times after Trailblaze or Awakening, it's been close to a year. There's no need to be nervous. I understand that it may be difficult for us today to wrap our heads around the idea that there's a world Akavilia didn't venture to. But a journey like that was only routine to the Express crew back then. After all, to Trailblaze is to explore the universe's boundaries.
We should consider Pom-Pom's opinion, too. They don't know we're considering Amphorius as a destination.
This is why I like you, Wilt. Mr. Yang always has the smart opinion. Sure, I'll take care of that. I'll take care of it. That said, Pom-Pom usually stays out of discussions about destinations. The final decision will likely still be on us to make. In that case, we'd best take the time to think it over.
Yeah. Plus, even if we pass Amphorius over, we've still got a fuel problem to solve.
True. Can I vote no? That's what I thought too. Alright then, for now, I'll let Miss Black Swan know that we're considering the Eternal Land as a destination. Seeing as how this is going to be an unusual adventure, it'd be good for us to take some time out to make preparations for the journey. Meanwhile, I'll see if I can't find out more about Amphorius from our allies before we depart.
In other words, we won't be leaving Penacony anytime soon.
Oof.
Or we could also revisit our previous stops to make sure that the astral charts and navigation routes are all functioning fine. I wonder if the hole in the Tychean Stadium has been repaired.
What did you do there again? I've forgotten what happened there. The Express has been on the go almost the whole time since we left the space station. We've barely had any time to catch our breath. Let's take this as an opportunity to wrap up our vacation instead and make the most out of this break. At this moment, people still haven't expected this vacation to be so filling. They witnessed the Grand Zanjo War Dance, and during this moment of leisure, also compile arts. And those they will meet again include not only friends, but also foes. Oh, are we about to cut away? Yep. Sunday POV. Finally, we get to meet the Pepeshi 1 week. Every day will be Sunday. It's not just the guests who return to this beautiful dream. There's also the dream's master. Okay. Several weeks later, golden hour see what I mean? Time fucking
Creating
flies
chaos
in this
is
game
also a means
sometimes.
of maintaining social stability, if you ask me.
That is a take.
If you have the time for mindless gossip, you're probably better off spending it on getting actual work done.
They say this is all part of ongoing investigations. But is there even any point to doing this? The threat's long been neutralized. They're just putting on a show. I mean, look at us. This sudden surge in inter-family cooperative efforts. It's nothing but a pretense for those outsiders, isn't it?
Okay. What are you talking
Sounds
about?
like you've got insider intel. Now I'm curious. Are the stories going around true? Was the furor that broke out a while ago really a result of trouble within the Oak family?
Those are some difficult questions. Didn't I just say that creating chaos is also a means to maintaining social stability?
Uh-huh.
Now, who knows who's been fanning the flames? But there are a dozen
Chaos
rumors
is the
going
opposite of
around out
order.
there, each one more
So
outlandish
there's probably
than the
significance to what
last.
he's saying.
Oh, I've heard those. Conspiracy theories about how the IPC had orchestrated everything and... what was it again? That the chaos was only quelled because of an accident? Makes no sense. So what's the lowdown?
Oh, the truth has probably been long buried under all the hearsay. All I can say for sure is that someone's taken the rap for it.
That someone is Sunday. Or, I guess Mr. Gopherwood, who, upon rewatching footage, I guess died off-screen, or when the bird fainted, or it's not exactly super clear.
You mean the former Oak family head?
Bingo. Most of the blame was pinned on him when the Charmony Festival was abruptly cancelled. Since then, not a single soul's seen him. Heck, forget his whereabouts. Nobody even knows if he's still alive. Talk about scary. For all we know, we might have watched something go down in history. Like what happened to the Black Plum family back then.
The Black Plum
Without even
family?
realizing it.
That's a name I don't actually recognize from Penacony lore.
I've heard another theory about that family head, though.
Oh? Let's hear it.
I beg your pardon, sirs. Dreamweavers are carrying out inspections on the routes around here, and all affected facilities have been closed off. Kindly take a detour in the meantime.
Also, why is a Nightingale family member just hanging out with a bloodhound?
What happened? Is this because of the Stellaron? Jeez. Are we Penaconians never gonna dream in peace again?
Alright, so this is 1 week. I can't wait till we meet Friday.
There is no cause for alarm, sir. The Stellaron has already been sealed. This is just a routine inspection. A move to heighten security, if you will.
I like how they have it framed so he's right behind this fucking pole.
Please rest assured that the family will do everything in our power to protect the sweet dreams of every guest.
I see. We'll leave the two of you to your work, then.
How does no one recognize him? He's a Holovian with studded wings. That can't be a description that matches a bunch of people.
Excuse me, sir. Have we met before?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Weary passerby.
do you recall when or where we might have met?
Oh, come on.
My bad. I must be mistaken. Sorry about that.
Why did your
Sweet
voice
dreams
change?
to both of you, sirs.
What happened? That is so weird. That is really weird.
You sure have a knack for stirring up trouble. Of all the routes available, you had to take the one that Bloodhound's keeping watch over.
Okay, the ADR felt a little bit weird there.
We shouldn't run into any problems with you around. Even if they see through the Harmony's power of disguise, there'll be a way for us to escape.
Ah, so you're just using the Harmony as a cloak. Well, what's the point of the hood, then?
Spare a thought for me, will you? Just being in your company is plenty enough to get me into trouble, Mr. Prime Fugitive of Penacony.
And that is exactly why I need you with me. You're the only one I can rely on in Penacony now.
Damn. You've exhausted all the allies? You're left with 1 week?
The only one you can rely on, huh?
Can't think of a single other person, huh? I'll be honest, I probably would have helped him. I was kind of on board with his plan, all things considered, and I know I keep bringing this up, but yeah, he's technically right. Did the methods he chose to use, I don't agree with, but his overall philosophy I kind of agree with.
What about her?
At least, she was spared from the consequences of my actions.
Probably don't want to get her in trouble by having her help you, to be honest.
What a shame, huh?
Why do you say that?
What are you helping Sunday?
Just thought that being mean might be more effective than consoling you. I've seen plenty like you, eager for everyone to take you to task after a setback because that's the only way you'll feel better. As though the more they condemn you, the more likely you can rectify your mistake.
Uh-huh.
That said, if I'd really wanted to hit you where it hurts, I'd use a different approach. Like a show of sympathy, for example.
I really hope this doesn't turn into a 6-hour yap fest.
You're right. I won't deny that.
We're only gonna stream for 3 hours, whether that gets to the end of it or not.
She should still be in Penacony. Aren't you going to look for her?
That won't be necessary. I'm sure you already know why, considering your vested interest in reading my thoughts.
Oh wait, you can read thoughts?
I can't bring myself to see her when I'm a fugitive.
All right, then let's keep going. Helping a fugitive return to their home. So exciting.
Actually, now that I think about it, if Sparkle's still on the world, I bet Sparkle would help Sunday. She'd be willing to do anything for a guy with studs in his wings. Isn't that right, Chicken Wing Boy?
I see 2 bloodhounds.
Those are
Appear to be on
bloodhounds?
official business, unlike the pair from earlier. What's happening at Ideen Park?
That is a good question I do not have the answer for.
Hey! Hey! In case you didn't notice, I can't see anything.
He's not tall enough to go over the boxes.
My apologies. I forgot that you're not very tall.
How could you possibly forget that a Pepeshi wasn't tall?
Remind me, why do I have to make this trip with you again?
That is a good question. Why are you here?
We've been through this. You're the only one I can turn to now.
And what exactly are they doing to help?
Besides, we once lived a cat-and-dog existence. Embroiling you in my affairs won't weigh on my conscience.
Oof.
You certainly don't have much of one if you can bring yourself to say something like that.
That's kind of mean.
Yet you will repay this favor all the same. After all, you're only alive today because of me. You owe me that much.
Okay, finally, a legitimate reason for why these two are working together. And that only took, what, like 9 minutes?
Holy moly. Can you get any more conceited?
When you were abandoned in the wild and near your end, I showed you a way to survive and helped you escape the jaws of death. When you were at your wit's end and felt lost about your future, I did everything within my power to help you safeguard your position in the family.
What exactly is their position within the family?
Okay,
We don't even know what
already. You have a way with
We don't even know what family they're with.
Still, it's one thing to repay a favor, quite another to knowingly put myself in harm's way.
Most of the Pepeshi we meet are from the Alfalfa family, so I'm just going to assume the Alfalfa family. But because that's Odie is the head of that one, right?
I don't
Old Odie.
understand. Why are you hell-bent on going back to Penacony? Is this an IPC mission? Did they make you a deal? You can have your freedom back, but in return you must turn against all whom you once called family or something like that?
That does sound like something Jade would say.
Regrettably, Lady Bonajade didn't drop so much as a hint about it.
Oh,
Go now. You are free, O Chosen One, who dare to exceed his bounds. Sever your wings, descend to the mortal realm, and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like.
I think I might as well use that for the thumbnail. Gotta keep an eye out for good thumbnail images. Even though this is technically a CG from... what was it? 2.3? Oh god, that feels so long ago.
I will not accept your charity.
Also, this wasn't in the recap earlier either, so which is why they're showing it here again. I would have rather they just put this in the recap.
As I mentioned earlier, it's a trade, and you don't have to give me an answer right now. Rewards are not reaped in a day, and if there's one thing I'm best at, it's waiting. The sweet dream still continues, and the night is still long. You have plenty of time to contemplate your answer.
She only left me with a most intriguing message before setting me free. As for whether I can afford the price of my freedom, I'll only know when I find out what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what the price is yet.
But
That's kind
nothing
of...
good ever comes out of being in the IPC's debt.
nothing good comes out of being in Lady Bonajade's debt either, from what we learned in 2.3.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now, there's still some time before that payment is due. So why not exercise the right to freedom that I've just regained?
By walking straight into a trap?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or by making amends for past deeds. When it's time to go, this will be farewell for good. So, before I leave Penacony, I'd like to take some time to look back on all the events that have taken place.
How many years did you live on Penacony? That's probably going to take a long time.
Can't you just look back on it from a distance?
Also fair.
There's something else I want to do, too. The embryo of philosophy may have fallen, but the order in Penacony wasn't built in a day. This sweet dream is likely to still contain residual traces of the Oak family's influence.
Oh god, they're about to say Mr. Gopherwood isn't really dead, is he?
Get off your high horse. The other 4 families are more than capable of working things out on their own.
I might have gone astray, but others shouldn't have to clean up after my mistakes.
Then you should also know that the IPC isn't gonna help you a second time. If you fall into the family's hands again, you're done for.
You know how it is. Old habits die hard.
True.
The tie should be on the center line. The shirt must not protrude from the vest. Trouser creases should be perfectly straight, and always aligned with the tips of your shoes. We should always ensure that everything is in order before walking out the door.
How order of you.
The same applies when bidding my home farewell, too.
Make sure all your affairs are in order, for it is their will. It is what they want of you.
But what has Ideen Park got to do with you? Don't tell me that the Founder's one of your disguises.
I'm not that old.
Is it?
Come on. Take a joke, will ya?
Didn't we meet Mr. Ideen? That I am also very disappointed, by the way. I'm very disappointed that Mr. Ideen doesn't have a unique model. He just uses the same old man model that they use for everyone else.
Sorry, but park facilities are out of order. Refurbishment works are currently underway. Please come back again later.
Is that Welt's VA?
That sounds familiar.
I'm aware of the situation. You can skip the report.
What? What are you talking about? I need... Mr. 1 Week. Please excuse me. I should have recognized you earlier. I must be more tired than I realized.
I want to know what's going on in there. You'll tell me, won't you?
There's nothing much to say, actually. We Bloodhounds are just as baffled as you are. My guess is that it's simply part of the aftermath of the Stellaron incident.
Yeah. That's what we want details on.
Aftermath?
You are?
Renowned workaholic, Mr. Workday.
Mr. Workday.
You don't know him?
Mr. Workday. Oh, God. Oh, why do I find that so funny? Oh.
Oh, I see. Pardon my ignorance, sir. Coming back to the topic of the park, let's just say that it has been recently observed that certain behaviors are not tolerated around here.
Oh? And?
What happens if you violate the prohibitions?
It's baffling, but corrective measures will be taken. It's kind of difficult to explain. Maybe you'd like to see for yourself?
Oh my God, they're actually gonna show us? And we don't have to talk in vague terms?
Yeah, that works. Can you keep watch over the entrance? We'll go in and have a look for ourselves.
Please take these notes with you. They may come in handy.
Oh, they have notes? Even better. Something for me to read.
You shouldn't have said that just now. It'll only make us look suspicious.
Said what?
Mr. Workday?
I was just telling the truth. I've always found this name to be more suitable for you.
Sunday isn't actually his real name, is it?
So, why are we here? You managed this park before?
You could say that. I was still a child back then. To become the bronze Melodia of the Oak family, I'd gone under Mr. Gopherwood's tutelage. We were taking a walk in the park like any other day, when he suddenly hit on the idea to have me manage the park. Within the domain he demarcated, my every word would hold the force of law. In hindsight, that was probably the first time that I enforced order.
You rose through the ranks soon after. I take it that you must have done a pretty good job.
Makes sense to me.
Quite the contrary. I made a terrible mess of things. Fortunately, the tourists thought of it as nothing more than a spell of merrymaking.
Wow. You're just bad at everything, aren't you?
Was that his way of training you?
Perhaps he was just using an approach with lighter consequences to show me what he'd learned in life. That there is never an ideal paradigm when it comes to rules. If the enforcer is incapable of introspection, then even regulations once laid down with the noblest of intentions will eventually become defiled.
Cool.
This place is no exception. The distorted after echoes of the Order will only add to the chaos.
This is starting to feel more like a companion mission than it is a Trailblaze interlude.
Let's see what we have on these notes.
IDing Park investigatory rules. I'll write down what I've noticed for you. I'll go over things that I meet with the others later. No consumption of food other than burgers, especially ice cream. That is worded so poorly. So, are we allowed to... that's a comma splice grammar error, so it doesn't tell me if I should or shouldn't actually eat ice cream. We'll play safe and just assume you can't. Only cast and crew members allowed on the stage. Be kind to birds. Be kind to birds. Uh-oh. Do not discard trash in the trash cans. I have a feeling the trash cans will fight you. Please do not use Soulglad bottle caps sold by the Dream Jolt troupe while experiencing the attractions. Handstand walks around flower beds are prohibited. Attention. Conducts that have been mentioned are not necessarily safe. They just have not yet been reviewed.
No consumption of food except for burgers.
What?
What?
Oh, they're gonna eat the ice cream.
No consumption of food other than burgers, especially ice cream. Please tell me you didn't make this rule.
I have nothing against desserts. The only reason I made that rule is so that people can learn to wait in line in an orderly manner for things, instead of shoving and jostling people around.
And how the hell does that rule accomplish that?
What happens if I break the rule?
It's as the Bloodhound said. Corrective measures will be enforced.
So these broken rules are your fault. Great.
Try me.
Wait, don't...
It's gonna summon like a Dream Jolt troop or something, isn't it? In the blink of an eye, the ice cream vanished into Wanweek's stomach.
So, where are those corrective measures?
That's odd.
Didn't I tell ya? The family can take care of the issue without you having to get involved. Next on the list is the stage. Let's go and check it out. Only cast and crew members are allowed on the stage. A surprisingly reasonable rule.
Makes sense to me.
And an easy one to test. Neither of us is part of the cast or a crew member. Let's try it out.
Alright. But Sparkle is a cast member.
Huh?
I see.
Let's try that again.
What's going on?
We're getting booted off the stage.
Guide those who have lost their way back onto the right path. Looks like this is an example of the corrective measures that the Bloodhound mentioned. It's exactly what I would have done back then.
You've been iron-fisted since you were little, haven't you? Wait a sec. If this is how violations are corrected, then everything that I ate just now?
Oh no, you're gonna throw up, aren't you?
I tried to warn you.
Like a drunkard commonly seen on the sidewalk, he vomited a silver rainbow.
How do you feel?
Now, I'm feeling murderous.
In any case, say what you will, but I can't sit by and do nothing. Not when I'm the cause of all this trouble in Ideen Park. There's no need to involve the Dreamweavers. I'll fix these distortions once and for all.
Cool. How? Can you still, like, use Order's power?
What's the plan?
Nothing complicated. All distortions have their roots. We'll be able to trace them to the source once they manifest. Breaking a few rules will do. We just need to make sure that the corrective measures that will be implemented aren't too much for us to handle. When a distorted after echo manifests to correct us, I'll be able to pinpoint its whereabouts. Then, I'll use the power of tuning to heal the dreamscape.
Ah, the power of tuning. That thing.
So, can I take it that rules are meant to be broken now?
Yeah, you said the line. Do not discard trash.
Do not discard trash in trash cans.
Why is that a rule?
This is absurd. Did you make this rule too?
Children tend to be fascinated by such paradoxes. I was no exception.
So you made a rule that doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't make sense. Great.
Forget it. I don't even know
How
to
did you
think
ever
about
end
this.
up in charge?
Well, what do you suggest we throw in?
Anything will do. You can throw money. Clocky Pizza hole.
Something's happening.
What just happened?
What is this? A woodcutter's trash can?
We're
Did
not
we just
breaking enough rules. We should look elsewhere, too.
Did we just get gold trash back? Alright, what's the rule here again? I've already forgotten.
Please do not use Soul Glad bottle caps sold by the Dream Jolt troupe while experiencing the attractions.
That is a very oddly specific rule.
The Dream Jolt troupe, where? Are they hiding or something?
Oh, there's one right here. Ah, woo!
Oh, there it is. Found a good hiding spot, didn't ya? Come on, let's buy some bottle caps from it.
Oh yeah, the ID tokens are bottle caps, huh?
Just one moment.
Somebody places some alfalfa credits in front of the bubble hound. Did we need a black screen for that?
Translate that for you. Who are you trying to pay with your spare change?
Ugh.
He placed even more alfalfa credits.
I'm afraid you're going to have to handle this if it isn't enough.
Handle this?
Handle what? Money.
Wait, is that really all you've got on you?
Isn't it funny money? Can't we just, like, punch an ATM?
May I remind you that I am currently on the run?
Angels this out. These 10 shouts at Moose Clover pointing to the sort of ball hanging out of his mouth.
Luck's on our side. Looks like we scraped together just enough.
For bottle caps? How expensive could they possibly be? Soul Glad bottle cap. Alright, shove it in a machine.
Give this capsule machine a try and see what happens.
I don't know if I actually even got the reward that's in the capsule machine in the main story yet.
Nothing's off so far. Maybe we should open the capsule?
You shouldn't have done that. Since warnings have proven futile, punishment is now inevitable.
They can't be seriously going that far, right? No. Hey, look out!
Oh, combat. How dare you interrupt my story with gameplay?
Ouch!
Conflict is pitiless.
Ouch!
Oh my god, you still have HP left? Probably gonna cut that out when I edit this down.
Oh, did they have to do that? They could have just recalled the capsule.
True.
Perhaps making the attractions no longer just attractions is another corrective measure?
Aren't the rules being too finicky with words?
I guess.
Enough. The location of the distortion is nearby.
Where? The after echoes of order, once distorted, will only add to the chaos. As a tuner, Sunday can easily discern where the harmony dreamscapes have been disrupted. Alright, cool. Where? Uh-huh.
Oh, there it is.
The pool table.
Huh. It does look somewhat like you.
Time for it to disappear for good. Reveal thyself unto me, as is customary. All creatures endowed with eyes bear souls of equal worth.
Alright.
Whoa, it worked. The IPC totally should have sent someone to keep an eye on you. Aren't they worried that you might make a comeback in Penacony and grow a new pair of wings?
So long as there remains a need for me to keep a low profile, I'm no threat to them.
That's true. Come to think of it, you've
All right.
always been in the spotlight, be it as a respected member of the elite or a leader. When was the last time you fell into the mud? All the way back during your childhood days?
Probably.
Sometime before I turned 6. Like most boys would, I tried to fly with my ear feathers, only to fall into a pit. I almost broke my halo.
Speaking of Halo, where is your Halo right now? I don't see it.
That was sarcasm, in case you didn't realize. But whoa, you actually remember something like that?
I remember stuff from as far back as being 1 year old, so I'm not super surprised. I had Barney at my first birthday party.
You never forget times of failure. It's only human nature.
Remember riding around in my mom's convertible, reading billboard signs.
Ugh, you're probably the only one who'd consider something like that a failure.
Alright, how many of these things do we have to find? Between Pledge and Forgottens. Between Pledge and Forgottens, wasn't that the mission that we just did in, Genshin? I think that was Between Pledge and Forgottens. Rules are made to be broken. Make sure to protect your pledges as they get lest they get stolen. Soothe the After Echo and Iden Park from Sunday's POV. Cool. This pacing feels really slow.
What is it this time?
Yeah, seriously, we were leaving.
Just looking back.
But nothing's there.
Iden Park is there, though.
That's the whole point of revisiting a place. When I look at everything here, the memories are so fresh, it's as if it all only happened yesterday.
How old are you again?
When the younger me tasted failure here, I ran myself ragged to fix the mess. I thought myself no longer the same person as before. But it looks like I was just going round in circles.
So what's 1 week's backstory?
Look back on my past in this way.
We got hints of it already.
Come now. We should go. This will be a long farewell.
Oh god, it is going to be a 6-hour yap fest, isn't it?
So, where are we heading next?
Oti Mall.
Oti Mall?
There are bloodhounds stationed along the way, though. It might be better to take a quieter route.
I don't mean to meddle, but I'd advise you to stay away from that place.
Hi, Mr. Yang. What are you doing here?
Did something happen?
There isn't any concrete information yet, but anomalies have been reported around the area. The family is currently investigating. You okay?
Ooh. So that's how the disguise works. Actually, now that I think about it, after the 2.2 Trailblaze mission, we do run into Robin actually doing something similar, using an Intellitron as a disguise.
I'm fine. The Stellaron incident may have been quelled, but who is to say that nobody has another agenda? Thanks for the tip, sir. We'll make a detour. May you stay safe, too.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Sweet Dreams are technically safe, but it would be wise to look out for oncoming vehicles.
Don't get hit by a car. Don't get hit by a train.
Thank you.
Welt is definitely suspicious, right?
Whew, that was no ordinary passerby. It's a miracle that he didn't see through your disguise.
The Astral Express should have departed a long time ago. Why is he still in Penacony? We needn't change our plans because of him. But be sure to keep your guard up. I hope nothing terrible has fallen upon Penacony while I was in captivity the last few days.
Weeks just passed, apparently.
Come now. It's time we set off. Let's not stick too close to each other, just in case. A few feet or so between us will do. Seems I let my wishful thinking get the best of me. Will you at least give me a chance to explain?
Oh, who'd we run into this time?
I will, but before I do, put your hands behind your back and answer my questions in short sentences.
Alright. Well, did see through. That makes sense.
Short sentences?
I need to make sure your words aren't concealing any dangerous incantations.
I can't believe I've left everyone with such a peculiar impression of me. Please, believe me when I say that I didn't come back here with ill intent. Penacony will never experience the Order again, either.
I'm afraid I won't be taking your words at face value, not after how you wielded the power of harmony. Answer me. What are you doing here?
Cleaning up?
It looks like there's only one way to gain your trust. Come on out, 1 week. We found ourselves an ally.
Sunday unreservedly shares the story with Welt. Thank God we don't have to sit through that again.
So, it was the IPC that freed you.
My sister has likely made an agreement of some sort with them. As for how I'm able to move around freely in Penacony, I have 1 week to thank for that. As you can see, I've only returned to my home to bid it farewell. Would you be kind enough to give me a chance to say goodbye, so that I may leave without regrets?
Agreed. But, until you leave Penacony for good, you're to stay by my side.
You have my gratitude.
Alright, I always trust Mr. Yang.
I left my home in a hurry, too. I know how it feels.
Honkai Impact 3rd fans be like.
That said, I can't make this call by myself. My companions need to know about this, too.
The Astral Express crew is in Penacony, too?
Come with me. We'll go find them. You come along, too.
Okay. Boy, this is gonna be a party.
Every party needs a pooper. That pooper is you.
We're here. They should be somewhere nearby.
Mr. Yang, if you don't mind, there's something that puzzles me. Now that the crisis on the planet of festivities has been averted, shouldn't the Astral Express have departed to continue on its trailblazing journey? Why have you and your companions stayed behind in Penacony?
It's complicated.
Could it be that someone stirred up trouble after I left?
And if that were indeed the case?
That did actually happen. Do we need to talk about the bananas? I don't think we need to talk about the bananas. I think the Galaxy Rangers have that under control.
I doubt I'm in any position to be proposing ideas, but I'm happy to defer to the Nameless and aid with any plans you may have.
There's no need to worry. All is well in Penacony. Our reason for lingering here is a certain unusual passenger.
A passenger?
The Memo Keeper.
The Express has been commissioned to send a passenger back home.
Oh.
We're just resting up in Penacony for a while before we depart.
Oh, so we already know who this is, but I won't say it for people, I guess, who don't want spoilers, but we already know who this is. Because it was revealed in the live stream.
By passenger, do you mean this lady here?
I guess we're just doing this now. Never mind.
Or these ladies?
Excuse me?
This... how?
I'm confused.
You're finally here, Mr. Yang. We have a huge problem.
I can see that, March. Oh, why do I have the feeling it's Stell's fault? Meanwhile, at the Trailblaze's stern.
Isn't it fascinating How
hi, Skrull.
variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms.
Hey, since Herta's coming playable in the next patch, when are you coming playable? Neither did I expect to see you here in Penacony, Mr. Skrullum. I had assumed the Genius Society wasn't invited to the festivities.
I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is likewise a downside to pursuing reason.
I'm sure if all you geniuses showed up to the Charmony Festival, things would have been very much different.
I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the Garden of Recollection for your next destination.
That would be right. They did suggest a destination, but that was all. Did you hear this from Madame Herta? It's a world beyond the knowledge of the nameless. After all, I wrote to her hoping that the all-encompassing erudition could provide us with some information.
Could there be more to it?
Yes, there is something else. Miss Black Swan said Amphorius is a world influenced by 3 paths. And the erudition is one such path. Ooh, so we're getting my questions answered. I mentioned this in my breakdown, that I thought one of the 3 paths would be erudition, considering how important they're making news lately, and the fact that there's a giant red eye in the sky in the Saga of Heroes trailer. I think the destruction will be one of the paths, and the remembrance being the 3rd. Those are the 3 paths that I think that it is currently torn between. Because they make a lot of references to Golden Blood, and Golden Blood is almost always associated with Nanook.
Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection's mirror.
You're right. So this has to be related to the Emanators, or perhaps even the Aeons. That's why I wanted to know if the geniuses had any clue about it.
It's a pity we do not communicate much within the society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Amphorius, however.
Really? Skrullum's never heard of it. Colored me surprised. Madame Herta said the same, but it did pique her interest, and she agreed to do a little digging. My guess is that there's a chance the Garden of Recollection is behind it. She always had a keen interest in the Remembrance's technology, after all. That's why those little memo bubbles are floating around all over the space station. It's also thanks to her that we got to make Miss Ron May's acquaintance a while back. We even went into a Caligna abyss to bring a Leviathan's carcass back to our new friend. Speaking of her, this is far too much of an understatement, but none of us ever expected to see an old friend at Miss Ron May's.
That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic life forms are bound by.
God, how nice would it be to be immortal, huh? Yeah, a bond that truly runs deep. We never met her! We met someone pretending to be her. Also, who wants to be the one to break the news to Ting Yun that we shot all of her belongings into space?
So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home?
Wouldn't the Nameless see a point in keeping work and favors apart? It's her request. She hopes to make a brief stop somewhere to reframe her mindset before returning to the Xianzhou, considering her unique position within the Alliance.
Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
My companions are with her. They know Miss Ting Yun better anyway. Plus, those youngsters will definitely do a better job than me when it comes to vacations. They probably are having a wonderful time right now. Oh God, how wrong are you? Alright, show me the damage. How did we fuck this up?
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on?
March is in the defensive pose.
March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask her instead? She knows how to present things logically?
Sure I do. I took a course on logic before. Apparently there are many Tingyuns here with us. I'm gonna have to break that stereotype you have of me.
Not now. Of all times. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Tingyun for a while after separating from the rest. But then we ran into something weird.
I think it's sad that we're getting to see that the Tingyun reunion happened off screen. I'm kind of a little bit annoyed about that.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall over laughing.
Well, I'm laughing right now. Ha! Ha 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 ha. Oh, I fell!
So that sort of try not to laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but she insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we got into this problem.
This doesn't even begin to explain what is wrong with this situation.
What happened?
We failed the challenge. Terribly. I still wanted more candy. Behold, The Laughing Maniac, March 7th. I'm gonna go with option 2.
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. But once we did, we realized Miss Tingyun ate the candy too. But she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew it, she multiplied into several Tingyuns right in front of us.
Several.
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory fragments to dissociate and become entities themselves.
Great. So the Tingyun split apart. Gotta put all the pieces back together now.
There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents from time to time in the sweet dream.
Can you talk a little bit faster, please? Ooh, sounds like my roommate's drumming now.
Mr. Yang?
Ooh, there's the
Who is
hi-hat.
this?
No, that's the hi-hat. That's the snare, I think.
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful, or we would have been
Alright.
stopped by the bloodhounds more than once on our way
Alright.
here. Help me
Man, you are just
my
really
disguise.
lengthening this out by talking really slow. One week's disguise.
It's been a while, everyone.
You! What's going on?
I wouldn't freak out, to be honest. Mr. Yang, have you turned on us? Am I still dreaming? Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah, what's going on?
Everyone, stay calm. I'll explain.
Alright. Welt fills him in on what we've been through. Alright, now the only person who doesn't know what's going on is Himiko and Don Hung, I
believe
guess.
that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest. But to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony.
Man, Mr. Yang must really hate free time.
Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance of Sunday's.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
I'm not one to boast about past feats. He was a worthy opponent. Nah, it was a team effort.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Tingyun. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Man, he's gonna show up with somebody from Honkai Impact 3rd in the next arc, isn't he?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss Ting Yun to her normal self?
Normal self? Question mark?
That's not gonna be easy.
Alright.
You'll see what I mean, Mr. Yang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
These Ting-Yuns aren't exactly easy to communicate with.
How so? What is the problem? Misfortune of Survivors. Find a Ting Yun that is easy to communicate with. That is what the objective says, and I find that hilarious. Alright, let's start with... I guess this one has a question mark above her head.
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion?
Wait, which Ting Yun are you
Which
again?
Miss Ting Yun are you again?
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting Yun to come together to form the Ting Yun Merchant Guild.
Oh god, that is a brilliant idea. Let's get on that.
How often do you get the chance to work with yourself?
Alright.
Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper.
Yeah. If I had a bunch of me's, we would be taking over the world.
I know, we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle liaison negotiations on our behalf.
Oh, so March was offered a liaison position.
I guess I can consider it. I hope everything goes smoothly for your guild. There. Now do you see what I mean, Mr. Yang?
That felt like a normal conversation, to be honest.
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
Forget
about... I want clone copies of myself, too.
About it. How are you gonna clone your bat?
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be from the Xianzhou Alliance?
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she one of the few survivors?
Kind
Quite
of.
the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a lot more to this story.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fixing this problem?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Ting Yuns here.
That seems like the best idea that I would come up with. Alright. Visionary Ting Yun is what this one is called now. Business model is quite different. Perhaps the Merchant Guild representative can be found upon returning to Xianzhou. Okay. You two talking? No. Oh, there are so many more than I thought there were.
Nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal. But then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job at brightening up someone's day? That sounds like a good idea. If we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the gift, the better the recipient feels it.
I'm gonna put on a sweater real quick. I'm starting to get cold. So we have a flower-loving one and a foodie one. Silver tongue.
She makes a valid point, too.
Oh boy.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Ting Yuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon. We won't be able to get a word in.
So, what do you think, Sonny?
How come that's not the nickname that they went with instead of Mr. Workday?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Oh, back to Mr. Workday it is.
Oh, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl's book.
The problem with Miss Ting Yun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her.
Ah, so she's basically been split up. Her personality has been divvied up into however many Ting Yuns are wandering around.
In other words, it means the Ting Yuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay. You just made it sound a whole lot more complicated.
It actually simplifies it quite a bit, March.
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to fix it. The only problem is that these Miss Ting Yuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly speak with?
One that we can speak with? Oh, I think there is one. But it may take me a while to identify her.
Yeah, that is a problem. Find a Ting Yun that is easy to communicate with. Sleepwalking Ting Yun? Fuck it, why not?
I'm walking in the street and what a weird dream. This Miss Ting Yun looks like she's sleepwalking. Nope, not her.
Ooh, are those... Ooh, does one of you only tell the truth and the only other tell lies? And why are you talking to a trash can? I still don't understand. Money grubber Ting Yun. These are the ones we saw earlier. Who can I sell this to? Oh god. Ting Yun Merchant Guild is real. Invincible fan wielder Ting Yun. That's the sleepwalking one again. Kitty Ting Yun. Let's go with Money Grubber. That sounds funny. She seems completely oblivious to everything else and is just standing there continuously operating the cash viewer, occasionally letting out an excited laugh.
Why do I feel like it's not gonna be a wise move to interrupt her?
Oh, there's more over here. Aside from the fact that the general might like it, placing this on the Zanzhou won't net any sales. But somewhere else... This item can peer into dreams. Not sure if I have the right person or not. Alright. Where are we going? Okay, I think that's the edge, so we gotta go back this way. Let's talk to Invincible Fan Wielder.
Yikes! She's scary. No, I won't be able to talk to her.
Invincible Fan Wielder. Little kid.
Huh? You can't fly? Why? I can. I can fly. A long, long time ago, a big girl flew with me really high into the sky.
She's talking about Yukong?
I'll take you next time. Pinky promise? Should we get someone to watch over her?
Nah, I think she's perfectly fine on her own. The childlike innocence that adults have is a lot more resilient than you can imagine.
Even if that's true, it doesn't apply to her.
I guess. Anyone down here? No? Okay. I must have missed...
Were you all looking for me?
Oh, thank God.
Oh, were you all looking for me? Found her! If I remember correctly, this Miss Ting Yun's trait is... it's nothing special, really.
Somewhat normal Ting Yun. There she is. So this is also a side of Miss Ting Yun.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to perform a tuning on you.
Before you start, you should know that we're keeping our eyes on you. If you even think about taking Miss Ting Yun hostage...
Which one?
It is not my intention.
Brace yourself for gravitational disintegration. I clicked the first one. That's Mr. Yang's catchphrase.
Perhaps as assurance.
When I
we
look
have
at the
my friend
editing,
here
I'll read
perform
the
task
others.
in my stead. 1 week has a higher mastery of the harmony than I do.
Really? How the hell did you end up as head of the Oak family then?
That is true.
Alright.
If you still have
very-
concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
Oh, interesting.
There's no need for that. You're acting so sincere. I'm actually surprised.
My roommate's a pretty good drummer.
Are you all right with this, Miss Tingyun?
I go as the wind blows, so you may decide for me.
Ugh. She seems so laissez-faire.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best, 1 week.
Oh, something's happening. What was that? That doesn't look good. Uh-oh. I recognize that voice. That's Fantilia.
What the... Did any of you hear a voice just now?
Nope.
A voice?
Never mind.
1 week gonna die.
Look, it's working.
Ooh. They're all merging.
Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly?
Well, that's an intro.
Miss Tingyun, you're finally back. You may be small, but you're pretty amazing.
Please do not insult the height of the Pepeshi March.
Huh? What's wrong?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
Come on, share with the group. Alright.
What do you sense?
Are you okay, Miss Tingyun?
I should have let you handle it yourself. This girl is not as ordinary as she appears. I nearly died. Just now.
Oh, shit, I was joking. Like, maybe not entirely. Oh shit, did he die? 1 week, you okay? Darkness descends before the eyes, reminiscent of chaos before the birth of the universe. Amidst the chaos, the voice emerged.
Don't be afraid.
What is this place?
Looks like the exclusion
matter
zone
what
on the
you
Herta
see.
space station.
You only need to remember one thing.
That's Ron May's voice.
You're not alone.
Who are you? And who am I? Is that where I came from?
I guess? It behind you?
And where does this path lead?
Only one way to find out. Fugue, story, temporarily added, and can make changes to the lineup. Cool. Well, surprised that they didn't do that for Sunday.
Not yet time to return.
We have now downloaded Firefox.
So familiar. Does she want to lead me somewhere?
Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling that we're going to, learn what happened to Ting Yun. Or not. Whistling Flames Merchant Guild.
Is ready. There were only minor issues.
That's great. Otherwise, that person from the Xianzhou might not be able to hold on much longer.
You're still trying. There's no precedent for saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager. Will it even work?
Destroyed?
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it. But if she says it's possible, then it must be.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where I am? Can they not hear me?
I don't think that you're corporeal right now. Alright. We continue to keep on keeping on. Ooh.
This girl is...
Observation log, day 6. Though extremely rare, the observed subject has started to provide short answers for some simple questions, even though her cognition is still in a chaotic state. From what she has been observed so far, she is not incapable of composing long and complex sentences. However, an unbearably intense pain would immediately attack her with high frequency, enough to interrupt her thoughts or even render her temporarily unconscious. The relevant information should be delivered to Madame Ruanmei for her to decide whether the observed subject's senses should be temporarily numbed before conducting questioning. They crossed that out. Correction. We have temporarily blocked the subject's various senses and are trying as much as we can to alleviate their pain. No further questioning will be made until the body's repair has made some progress. Until then, this is a record of questions that have observed the subject has already answered. Number 1. What is your name? The subject replied within 3 seconds. Ting Yun. Number 2. What did you encounter? The observed subject spent a sustained period of time in rumination before suffering from intense pain and losing their consciousness. After being questioned 4 times, it can be confirmed that the observed subject knows about the related details but struggles to elucidate that knowledge during limited periods of coherence.
Ting Yun. What a familiar name. Do I know her?
Oh boy.
Don't question it. Keep moving forward.
Ugh.
It's you again. Who's talking to me?
A voice that I don't like hearing all that much.
These are...
Void Ravengers.
These are wounds left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and cannot be removed.
The destruction? I don't understand. Please, who are you? And why won't you show yourself?
I can't go to you. All I can do is wait for you to finish walking this path.
Alright.
You want me to go through here? Do I have to fight it?
Probably.
There's no need for that. It's too dangerous, and you can't do it anyway.
Run. When in doubt, run.
Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it.
Think of it.
Think of it as feeling your own scars.
I have scars on my arm.
My
Near-death experience when I was, I want to say 11? How old was I in 2001? I was 8, I think?
Wait!
Don't fight it. Coexist with it.
Is this called... coexisting?
I don't think so, no.
Don't worry. As I said before, you're not alone.
Unite our goals.
Sam in position.
You won't get away.
Like fun until everything
Alright.
burns to ashes!
Perhaps humanity never conceals
Exo toughness is a really cool mechanic.
And I'm no exception.
A lot of the problems I have with Super Break as a mechanic are, I kind of feel like they should have just been in the game from the beginning. Like, because not breaking every enemy type, not every type of weakness break actually delays them, or makes them go later in the turn order. It'll just like, they just take their turn as normal.
I set the seas ablaze!
So might as well make them take more damage when they're broken.
I will claim victory, fight to live!
You won't get away.
Dream vanished. I will claim set the seas ablaze!
You won't get away.
Cloud scattered. I have something for you.
Step up!
Firefly Type 4 in position. Fight to live!
That should be the end of it. She seems decent. She might actually be better than HMC in my opinion.
How can it be? Why are there still so many of them?
They're just getting back up. They are part of you.
The ones from before weren't defeated either?
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside these scars of the destruction. Or bring them with you when you return to the world here. These are your two choices.
Die and have scars. I think between those two choices, I would choose scars.
Return to the world? What are you saying? Oh. No wonder those two ignored me.
This is all in your head.
Am I just a wandering spirit now?
Close, but not quite.
So, I'm trapped between life and death? Existing in a limbo?
Kind of.
You can think of it that way.
Makes sense to me.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal?
You look pretty unscarred in that image right there, though, in my opinion. Alright?
I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me, Benefactor. But why are you telling me all this?
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this world or not.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing to help me make a choice.
I do have to admit, the fact that they decided to link Ting Yun to Ron Mei does make Ron Mei a lot more of an interesting character to me, because I don't like Ron Mei. I like Ting Yun, and now I am torn between my love and my hate. So, it's definitely doing a little bit to redeem the character in my eyes, but I still won't forgive her for how she poisoned us that one time. I will hold that till the day I die.
That doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin with.
On the subject of things Ting Yun... Sorry. On the subject of things that Ruan Mei could do you think that Ruan Mei could, cure Firefly's condition? I would not be surprised if that wasn't impossible, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally how Firefly's storyline ends. Assuming they don't just kill her off.
You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also be pleased with that result.
How troublesome. But I suppose that's part of living.
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path.
If you say so.
And only by walking this path will you break through the darkness and arrive at my side.
All right. Ooh, that's a good thumbnail right there's. That's what that is, there's.
Feeling more awake?
Are you?
Congratulations. You attained your very first victory in this tug of war. It's a good start.
This is...
So is she naked in this actual pod, but they left her hair accessories in?
Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. By all rights, you should not have survived. But someone didn't agree with that assessment. And it just so happens, I was able to fulfill his request.
Someone? Who's the someone? Who? Does that mean that Ron May didn't save Tang Yun? How?
What about the other merchants?
Ah, here we go.
I don't know.
Why me?
Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Ravager, who destroyed your body and spirit.
How did you... What?
Yet, you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself meant she needed time, so you were spared instant annihilation.
Ah, so in other words, she destroyed her, but because she wanted to assume her form, she existed in some limbo space for a period? I don't know. I feel like we're glossing over a few key details here.
There is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different. If you had truly died, I would have been powerless to do anything for you.
My body feels strange.
I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating pain.
Ah, fair. Anesthetic is great, I hear.
Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. As I said before, these wounds will stay with you for the rest of your life. To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. Or more specifically, your tail.
Yeah, so why did you give her more tails? Are we gonna get into that?
You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately, the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity.
What did you do to her tail?
Regardless, I'm grateful to you for saving my life.
There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction.
Who? Who paid you?
With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is clear.
Which traveling merchant? Was it Lacha?
Who?
Don't worry about it. You should sleep for a little longer. by the time you wake up, you won't remember any of these details.
Oh, fuck you.
I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you seem to have some dependable friends with close ties to you.
We never met her!
You should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about your past.
At this point, past events revealed by tuning recede into the darkness once more. We never met Ting Yun! We're technically not her friends. We were with fake Ting Yun. Fantilia Ting Yun. Then again, Heliobus possession is weird. So,
Are you alright?
Did I pass out?
Only for a little while. It's okay, you didn't end up in Dreamflux Reef. We were just about to make a memorial portrait of you.
A little quick to the draw, aren't you?
The tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no ordinary woman.
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you anymore. Miss Ting Yun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and left her on the verge of death. While she miraculously escaped with her life, her body suffered terrible injuries beyond all power to heal.
I don't know, I think the Abundance might have been able to do something about it.
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences and managed to grant Miss Ting Yun a shot at survival. After that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Ting Yun back home. We made a stop at Penacony along the way, partly to allow her some time to convalesce.
I don't know, I think the dead will return someday. I think Ron May might be lying when she says there's nothing she can do for the dead.
I'm so sorry. I thought no one would be affected if I hid inside a dream. I didn't expect so many mishaps to happen.
No biggie. This is more Welt's fault, to be honest.
That's alright. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink?
You were hurt, though.
I feel like I've been asleep for 10 years.
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
Yeah, because you would think people would notice there's like 70 of a person walking around in like fucking Odie Mall. Shortly after. Where are we going now?
Soul glad again. I'm a local, you know.
Ugh.
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you for your assistance.
It was nothing. Now that the matter with Miss Ting Yun is resolved, are we meeting your other 2 companions next?
3. You still need to meet Pom Pom. And maybe Black Swan if we count her. Do we count Boot Hill? Is Boot Hill still here? Has Boot Hill left Penacony yet? We don't know, actually.
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 Week is in poor condition, so let's wrap up your farewells first. I'll leave Miss Ting Yun in your hands.
Uh-huh. But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here. You're not coming with
Please
us?
be Ching Shui. Please be Ching Shui. Please be Ching Shui. Please be Ching Shui.
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any decisions.
Come on.
Run into any difficulties.
QQ. Please be QQ.
Okay.
I love it when QQ shows up. It's always fun.
This is ridiculous.
It could be Master Fu, though.
Bumping into colleagues. Shall we keep going then?
Where are we going? What were we doing here again?
Did you forget already? Miss Ting Yun is going back to the Alliance, so we're here to help her pick out souvenirs.
I'm not too familiar with this planet. I'm worried an unscrupulous cutthroat merchant
Ooh, could be
will
mad at
try
me
to
Kong,
take
actually.
advantage of me. Luckily, the people I want to buy these gifts for are friends you already know on the Xianzhou. So I'll be counting on both your stakeholder intuitions for recommendations.
As if a merchant could seriously take advantage of you.
Oh, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more left to go. But we've already lost a lot of time. So we'd better not drag our feet.
Back to the mall, I guess. How you doing, Kokona? Alright. Let's see, where are we heading next? I probably should have just warped here. Shop assistant. Alright.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as souvenirs for my friends back home.
Let's just drop my,
My 2 friends
mic
here
down
are
by
more
6
familiar with the
decibels.
Dreamscape and recommended your shop, so I'm here to take a look.
Why, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead. Browse all you like.
First we have Lady Fuxuan of the Divination Commission. What do you think best suits her?
Ooh, that is a good question. Brother Hanu launcher. Clocky eye mask. Why? Why the car? The unicycler is the car, for those who don't know. I did buy one. I bought a car at one point. Let's go with the eye mask. She seems like the type.
Did you pick that because of her third eye?
Maybe.
A meticulously thought out and interesting suggestion. It'll make for a novel gift. Let's go with that. Next is General Jing Yuan.
Oh, actually, one of the Ting Yuns mentioned the unicycler would be something he'd like. Some Penacony shares. Dreamjoy memoir film reel. A division of elite fighters.
Seriously?
Now that the Alliance has all of you there to help them, sending any elite fighters more would just be overkill.
Maybe the film reel?
Come to Clock Studios theme park to learn more about the history of the planet of festivities. I think the General will like this gift. Finally, we have Lady Bailu of the Alchemy Commission. She loves excitement.
She also loves food. She really does love food. Hamster ball night hair clip.
That's a good idea. It might be commonplace,
She loves
but
sweet
it's
things,
still a
too.
specialty of Penacony. It would make for an ideal gift to bring home. That's all of them. Please wrap them up for me. Thanks to both your help, everything went smoother than I expected. And it looks like we still have some time to spare.
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store? You can find memory bubbles pretty much anywhere.
Ooh,
but
we get to talk to Dr.
Penacony's
Edward
dream
again.
bubbles are extraordinary. Even if we don't get them as gifts, we can keep them as souvenirs for ourselves.
Directly into the mic. Up close and personal.
A souvenir for myself. That's definitely an idea I can get behind. But there's one more thing I wish to do. Since this is our last stop, could I have a word with you two in private? Perhaps somewhere more secluded.
Alright, let's put the mic back
I'd like
on.
to discuss a personal matter.
Back to full volume. Alright. What's the personal matter?
Everything you want, we have it all.
This is a good spot.
Okay.
Miss Ting Yun, what's this about?
you've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days. I'm truly grateful and can't thank you enough. But there are some things I find difficult to forget. I feel it's only right that I tell you what's on my mind before we part ways.
You know, now that we're gonna drop her off at the Sand show, I'm actually kind of excited for the next time we go back there now. Because I would love to see how her story develops from here. Because she basically has an entire new life that she has to basically scrape together from nothing.
Do you two still remember what it was like when you first saw me?
Yes, actually. Vividly, even.
How could we forget? She was so shocked. She was frozen in place when she shouted.
Ting Yun how? Fantilia how? Sparkle how?
Exactly. And that's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange feeling in the days since I started traveling with you. When I asked for your names, I couldn't help but think that this first encounter was actually a long-awaited reunion for you.
Which is why I'm a little annoyed we didn't actually get to see it.
I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that Fantilia's disguise was so perfect, it was like another me tricking everyone.
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Fantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. You vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
It should have happened long before then.
But it was much earlier than that.
We never met you.
That thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away, and I had no part in it. That's what I've been puzzled about, too. I never actually saw how Fantilia managed to disguise herself as me. What was your impression of that Tingyun, if you recall?
A bit mysterious, a bit dangerous, a bit calculating.
That's just the nature of the Foxians. It's widely known that mystery is the key to our allure.
Is it? Really?
So, what did she seem like to you?
A shrewd merchant. Potential emanator of the destruction.
I'll just assume that's a compliment. Maybe next time you could just say silver-tongued.
Why aren't we talking about, like, that really depressing funeral we had for her? We learned a lot more about her in that one mission. Did I cry? I'm gonna have to go back at the footage. I think I might have cried. It was sad.
Was there anything particularly memorable?
High EQ. What? Extremely flexible. March 7th said you were bossy. Why?
Now's not the time for those kinds of jokes.
Oh, was that the neck snapping joke?
Now the final question. In your eyes...
Oh, I can't believe I said that.
Am I just like the Tingyun you remember?
That's not important.
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real Tingyun. Why compare yourself to an imposter?
True! Like I keep saying, we never met her!
Miss March, you might have the wrong idea. I'm just feeling a mix of regret and relief.
Uh-huh.
We're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
As a merchant, staying well-informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated on the events of the Lawfu before I return.
You should be asking these questions to someone like Yukong, Chishin, maybe General Jing Yuan, or Lady Fushuan. You should be asking them these questions. Why are you asking us any of these? We never met you. We met your imposter. I did like her, though. I liked the imposter. And then even after the fact, after the reveal, that funeral quest, I will sing its praises to the end of time. I liked it. It felt bad. The only criticism I have for it is we had no confirmation of whether you were alive or not, and we were holding a funeral for you. I would have liked to have gotten confirmation of your death.
If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
We wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly.
Ah. Okay, so she's talking about how she postponed her trip. She didn't want to go straight back to the Xian show, and that's how we ran into her.
Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days, rather than merely disguising herself. I regret missing out on your Xianzhou journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, played out exactly as if I'd been there. This leads me to consider another possibility.
You did also have like this really weird obsession about becoming immortal in the Ambrosial Arbor and all that, but I'm assuming that was Phantilia and not you, now that we're getting to actually see the real you a little bit.
Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even.
If you say so.
I will not be taken advantage of. I must take something back from her as well. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value is the bond I have with all of you.
That's actually really sweet.
That thought has brought me great comfort. And now I know how to speak to you properly. We've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, but fear of Phantilia made me act like somebody else. And now, I will reclaim everything I have lost. And it should begin with a proper acknowledgement.
All right.
Dear benefactors, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you.
It's nice to have you back, Ting Yu. Even if we never met before, I will treasure this moving forward. You're welcome. I'm still a bit confused. It's time to rethink how you see yourself.
Looks like we're off to a good start. Moving forward, I'll definitely be trying more things like this from now on. And you, my dear benefactors, will be my source of courage.
Miss Ting Yun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any risky decisions. It might overwhelm her.
We'll see. I just hope the Ting Yun in your memories won't be tainted by Phantilia anymore.
The Ting Yun in my memories is always the person that we learned about through that one quest after the fact. That's the Ting Yun I hold in my memory.
All right, no more questions.
All right.
I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Let's continue on our way.
All right. Minus some decibels. Apparitional return. Help Ting Yun recover her form. It's time to make a big. Time to make a big. It is time to make a big. Please don't call her big sister. Oh. Oh, that's not the one I was looking for. Apparitional return. This is not yet the end. Please remain silent for a while longer and smiles. Answer Ting Yun's final question as she departs.
Welcome
right.
to the Dreamscape Sandstorm. Dr. Edward at your service.
We're looking for some dreams to give as gifts. Something exotic and preferably captivating.
Okay.
Just a friendly reminder, being too picky won't help you find the best dreams. You just dampen your spirits ahead of time.
Yeah.
That being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. Not too long ago, I procured a dream bubble that sounds perfect for you.
I have a bad feeling about this.
the story unfolds in the Xianzhou Alliance, where a young swordmaster strives to become the sword champion. However, his junior Foxian Sora, who just turned 100, puts him in a tough spot.
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Kind of.
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance. Feel free to pick a few for me.
I love customers like you. So easy
to work with.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift for you, my benefactors. After troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I'm concerned.
That's really nice of you.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared for you.
Hey,
Thank you for your
that's
business.
her battle pass light cone.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order. I suppose
Okay.
it's time to head back?
Alright, who's picking you up? Dream Bubble gifted by Ting Yun, which records your journeys on the Zan show. In this dream, the real Ting Yun never missed out on meeting you. Future is neither initial meeting or reunion. You have always walked together. That's really sweet. And kind of depressing, but really sweet. I guess we're meeting up with Himiko. Ooh, is Scroolum still here? I hope he is.
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting Yun to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet.
Reality is but a dream's echo. You're back.
Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang will explain in detail when he gets back. Has the messenger from the Xianzhou arrived yet?
Ching Shui, Ching Shui, Ching Shui, Ching Shui. Yes, we've been chatting for a while. Turns out she's an old acquaintance of yours. Ching Shui. Who? Is it Yukong? Yay!
Long time no see, everyone.
Yay! Happy, happy, joy, joy. I'm so happy for the reunion.
Madame Yukong?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Ting Yun, I'm here to take you home.
You two must have a lot to catch up on after being apart for so long. We'll give you some space.
Madame Yukong, I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
So who's piloting the Xianzhou Lafu if the Helm Master isn't around? Is there like a Vice Helm Master that we don't know about?
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu.
How long does it take to travel from planet to planet if you don't have a magical silver rail star train?
Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're alone here, may I ask you one more thing?
One more thing, please.
Do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
No.
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me?
Some merchant made a deal with her.
It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
Fair.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well take advantage of this situation.
I hear Bellabog is nice this time of year.
Take advantage of the situation? What do you mean?
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia herself. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of surprise. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. If you wish to go home...
You're a traveling merchant by trade, so you don't really have to.
I'll support you, no matter what others may say.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know. Are you choosing this because it's what you really want?
Indeed.
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
I'm betting it's Robin.
Is that...
Excuse me?
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me.
What is that?
As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madame Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child...
Just a reminder, Yukong's splash art has a child Ting-Yun in it.
That was her first experience with the sky.
I kind of always assumed that it was Yukong's daughter, not Ting Yun, but people have corrected me a few times and told me that it was Ting Yun.
Of course I remember. Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
What is your relationship with her? I really want to know. Let's get a thumbnail of that.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Never ask a Foxian their weight.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized, not just by the view, but by a realization. In this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us to explore. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses through me.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond.
And she'll never go home. Now I'm kind of sad.
Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
Are any of them alive? I thought that their ship was destroyed.
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in the face of the gods.
And in that moment, Aha laughed.
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you?
Still one of the saddest backstories. The doomed Yuri.
In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But
Kind of true. I don't disagree with that.
Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
I don't like Lon. I've been very vocal about that.
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns?
The love of your life died to Lon's fucking Lux Arrow. God, I hate the Arbiter. The Rainbow
if I could
Arbiter.
choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox. Not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists helpless.
The pawn has reached across the board. What piece shall you become next? You have circumvented the board entirely, however. You were a captured pawn that has been promoted to player. How poetic. Players and pieces.
Now I'll become a cunning speck of dust and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
A moment of silence lingers. After that departure is often indistinguishable from parting. They are fortunate enough to not waver between the two. Luck never seems to favor everyone. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Meanwhile at Dream's Edge. Why are we at Dream's Edge?
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way. This journey has too many variables.
That's the Penrose Triangle behind us.
So it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky sometimes.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include Miss Robin.
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving. No way.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal your true identity to her?
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfishness.
As you wish.
Shall we go then?
Let's go.
I think I would have framed the camera just a little bit lower so that 1 week would be more in frame. Speak memory. I depart so I can return, and by returning I shall explain my departure. Meet the Shanzhou messenger. Sound of... Oh! Alright, here we go.
I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
It's nice to meet you, miss. May I know your name?
My name is 1 Week. I'm a member of the Nightingale family.
Oh, you're a Dreamweaver. Thank you for all your hard work. You all are the reason then the Dreamscape has been able to recover from this crisis.
You're too kind, Miss Robin. You must be very busy. What brings you here to Dream's Edge?
I'm taking a break. I wanted to find a quiet place to relax. Ideally somewhere where I could see the stars. Before I knew it, I'd walked all the way here. I know these stars only exist in the dream, but...
Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really there. The glimmering lights we see are merely the images of stars from long ago.
That's true. Light travels a long distance.
So, Have we ever truly seen a real sky full of stars?
I think the light takes about 7 seconds to get from the sun to the earth, if I remember right. So if the sun fizzled out, we would not know for 6 seconds. You're very philosophical, Miss Wanweek. You remind me of someone I know. Do you work nearby?
No. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early to find a good seat.
Oh, there's the Charmony Dove fucking painting behind them. Ugh. The show? Here?
It's somewhere farther away. They say it's a farewell performance. The kind that's better to listen to from afar than watch it performed live.
I see. In that case, the observation deck is a good choice. You can see all of Penacony from here. Distance can make some things appear more beautiful. Ugh, this hurts. This hurts to read.
Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show begins?
Of course. You don't have to be so courteous. I should be the one asking. This is Dream's Edge, after all. And the Dreamweavers are its true masters. One week's gonna drop the disguise.
Still, these stars are unfamiliar to me. I don't recognize any of them, and it makes me feel uneasy.
What makes you feel this way? Is it because the sky is so far away, or because it's the unknown?
Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but many guests still chose to check out. Now the hotel feels quieter than before. It makes me wonder what Penacony's future will be like. I just hope it will not negatively affect you, Miss Robin.
You're too kind. I'll be fine. The disaster was unexpected, but because of it, I was able to witness many pasts and think about many futures. My only real regret is that I left some things unsaid.
Did the person you wanted to say them to leave?
Yes, he left in such a hurry that I didn't even get the chance to say goodbye.
Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe he already knows what you wanted to say.
But don't you think we should put some effort in when we want to encourage someone?
If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you wish to encourage?
Someone who experienced failure recently and is about to embark on a long journey.
There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun to a dream chaser. It's something that happens every day. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Especially after receiving a smile from you, Miss Robin.
But he's different. He's stronger than most ordinary people, but because of it, people have this misconception. They think that when he falls, he will stand back up faster than anyone else.
Are you saying that's not true?
It's not. Because before he stands up again, he will hesitate and agonize for ages over whether what is the right course of action. She's reading you like a book.
Failure may be a good thing for someone like that. Being able to reflect on one's actions is a valuable quality to have.
You may be right, but I still hope that he'll never change.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because I have faith in the person I remember him to be. He may have taken the wrong approach when he failed, But I don't think he had the wrong intentions. See? That's what I said. We once stood together at the same starting line, but now it's his turn to fly to the stars. I believe he'll find the right path, even if he has to do it alone. It's beautiful writing. We don't have to soar into the sky together. Because I know we'll reunite one day, up there in the clouds.
I hope so.
This one week, may I ask a favor? There's a jigsaw here I need to finish before I leave. If I have a Dreamweaver's help, maybe I'll be able to fill in the missing pieces.
The dream jigsaw. I see. I'll do my best.
Don't worry. If you can't find them, just think of us taking a walk together. Think of it as
I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky.
Expect the first jigsaw piece will be part of the starry sky. As for the other piece, I hope it'll symbolize wings.
It seems we've been blessed with good fortune today.
Is this... A scrawled note was left here. May your sky be forever radiant. It seems familiar.
Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. It's a habit for this profession. They hope to use these blessings as a foundation for the dreamscape.
That's a little ominous. That's, I think, one of his boss quotes, right?
The second jigsaw piece.
Or it's from his notebook.
Is this a pair of wings or a decoration made of feathers?
Maybe it's somewhere in between the two. Isn't it a pair of broken wings?
We should keep looking.
It's okay. Let's use this one. Just as before, the note was placed carefully next to the puzzle, like someone got here a step earlier. May your stage be forever lustrous. One more thing. Staying fit is important, but don't forget to eat well too. We have enough. Let's go back. This is a farewell message. I remember you. That's the pirate. The nameless pirate. Alright. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Dang stinking Charmony Dove. I can't believe you didn't know what it looked like right off the bat.
It's done. Have a look.
That painting feels like a blessing, and also seems to mirror someone's resolve. Even when the broken wings can no longer belong to the sky, the direction in which they fall will still be towards the stars. Planets are round.
Soon I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize.
Let's get another screen cap. I love collecting these CGs. I put them in my Control Office Discord to where I can use them later.
But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of our reunion.
And he's gone. He still couldn't bear to say goodbye in the end. Maybe I'm stronger than you think. Music is beautiful here, by the way. You must try to relax on your long journey. Brother. She knew the whole time, of course.
That's didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
Like you would know well.
It's enough. I only meant to stay quietly by her side for a bit.
How many people did you say goodbye to when you decided to leave and jump ship to another universe?
But why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those 2 notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence against her.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you want, but I can't?
1 week. Great character. Wish we got to meet you in the main story before this point. It could have been great foreshadowing to set up this character earlier.
I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with regret.
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes. We only have one last stop.
Where?
But before we leave, I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang. I'm curious. Why did you become a nameless?
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, I'm even more convinced of this assessment. At this very moment, there are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay here. All for an old friend you never knew, and a notorious fugitive. To Trailblaze means to forge ahead.
I mean, other stuff has
Yet
happened.
You stop and spend precious time on people just passing by. All the while you believe this is the natural course of action?
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also made a similar choice.
And because of that, he bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if we leave the Express, some trailblazing paths will still continue. You can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual will have their own view of what it means to walk this path, and will always try their best, no matter the situation. The goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every living being who exists under the stars.
You are a hero. Through and through.
In my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities as the distant stars.
Are you going to mention Welt Joyce?
The connections I gain on my journey are what is most precious to me.
Also, your light cone, your signature light cone, is in the name of the world, which is a reference to Welt, which means world.
This is my way of the Trailblaze, and the reason why I decided to stay here.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how you feel right now.
Seriously, did you get to say goodbye to anyone when you left the Honkai Impact 3rd verse?
I also know that a person will only be able to truly face themselves once they've decided to say goodbye to their past. The same way you're doing right here, right now.
Don't you like have like a wife and kids?
There was never a third person with us, was there?
I told you he'd find out.
I should have known nothing could escape your keen eyes.
Wait, 1 week isn't real?
Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build up suspense. Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take our final bow in this farewell performance.
Feathers eternal, sky complete. Part from Robin in Sunday's POV. Head to Penacony Grand Theater. Yep, here we go. Recommended level 80. Let's test out this team.
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family grounds is still a bold move.
Don't worry. I won't take too much time. I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains from here and believing it to be the morning
So if
star
Mr. Wanweek
guiding me
isn't
toward
real,
the land
why did
of the
those bloodhounds recognize him?
When I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family, I finally learned that the light was actually a Stellaron.
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my departure.
We'll run for another 30 minutes.
Starting point should also be
Hopefully we can get to the end of this.
Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands, stretching their arms into the emptiness. Much like how babies also stretch their arms into the air when they are first born. Humanity flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born, and once when they die. In order to flap my own wings and soar again.
In order to leave the stage for good.
Here, to the me of yesterday.
Okay, so 1 week was just past Sunday. Cool.
I really hate this face. My expressions feel so dull and lifeless.
I see. That explains why something always felt off about your appearance. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony, it's been missing since the moment we reunited.
I pointed that out earlier, didn't I? Yeah, I think I pointed it out at Ideen Park, that his halo was missing.
It's true that this ring was bestowed upon our people by the heavens. But that doesn't mean it can't be thrown away.
Collect all the CGs. Collect them all. You know, if we're on the subject of features I would love added to the game, I would love an art gallery.
While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely sever the halo from myself.
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being detected by the family. Another reason is to feel pain. A pain like falling from the sky with broken wings that can keep me awake.
I did think it was odd that they kept the description of 1 week's past so vague.
This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the harmony and the order and, for the first time in my life, enter the sweet dream as an ordinary person.
Is that also how Mr. 1 Week came into this world?
No. You wouldn't believe the real story even if he told you.
Okay, but I want to hear it.
He was born from an accident. One that you're actually quite familiar with. It was that try not to laugh challenge. Quite embarrassing, to be honest.
Oh my god, you fell for that too?
I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that Pepeshi's trap. The prank that fragmented Miss Ting-Yun also divided my fragile self into two.
Are you saying that he's a part of you? That's quite surprising given that you two look nothing alike.
You could say he's another possibility of me.
Okay.
I too was once a child, with aspirations buried deep within. Over time, those childhood voices grew increasingly faint.
When I grow up, I want to be a Pepeshi.
Maybe, if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exactly like him. What a pity. Failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Ting-Yun. I will perform a tuning on myself and return to my complete form. And this also means that 1 week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the last stop. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears?
That's true.
No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating this possibility.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated.
Is this where the Sunday trailer takes place?
Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility. You've really changed. In the past, you wouldn't have tolerated any noise at all. I'm about to embark on an unknown journey where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises, much like today. You're not ready at all, are you?
I already clicked the ready button, so I hope I don't have to sit through this cutscene again if I lose to the boss.
I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything.
I don't know if I mentioned this in my reaction to the 2.7 version trailer, but there are definitely starting to be some similarities for the Scaramouche 3.3 interlude in Genshin Impact.
Don't flatter yourself. You can't control anything. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always bad. Meeting you has been a great help to me, and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself.
Come on, pick up the pace, please.
For the opportunity to tell you this in person. I truly dislike you.
Oof.
What? Are you sure you didn't mean the opposite? I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or openly share my dislike of a person. Or my fondness. I want to tell her that I love all her songs. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage, but you're the one who's trapped. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, there's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble, you'll break into pieces when you fall.
It also feels like a reference to his character trailer, where there is a broken marble statue in water. Although, fun fact, apparently some of those scenes were plagiarized.
I simply can't. I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still.
If you want to see my reaction to that trailer, it is up on the YouTube channel. You can find it in the playlist with all of my reactions to everything else.
As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what I once doubted, or even opposed, becomes the force I must rely on in the future.
Is that his light cone? Is that his signature light cone over there?
My true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you. What is this? Leaving your fate entirely up to a coin flip? This isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being run over by the Express? Or were you possessed by that IPC gambler? Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for. The best way to achieve this is through personal experience. You see? I'm already starting to make changes. Whether it's us merging or one of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate. And see if I can embrace all that I detest.
And also, I wonder if March and Can, Trailblazer Stell, whatever you want to call her, I wonder if they've informed Himiko that they ran into Sunday and all this is going on.
Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living, in their world. But what if you can't do it?
We don't need to postulate that.
That's out of my hands. It will just prove that I'm still the same person. The person who always disappoints his sister.
Alright.
Falling is just another name for flying.
That's a Toy Story quote.
I rejoice at my broken wings. Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. Then, be born as a human and die as one.
Alright.
And with my last breath, I'll join the weak in reaching my hands toward the sky. On the planet of festivities, whatever identities I once had, they no longer matter. It's not the gods who answer us, but ourselves from the future. I don't have much to say. But, as it's time to part ways, here's one last piece of advice. When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't explain them every time.
True. Explaining the joke is what makes it funny, though.
Never mind. Maybe it's better for you not to joke at all. No objections from me.
We have the two most serious characters here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is so annoying. How did I become so dull?
And, how does Alejandro voice it? Non-binary finies.
Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself. There will always be people who are sad.
True! You can't make everyone happy. Schadenfreude exists. Oh, here we go. Cutscene!
Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. Should one desire to leave the stage for good,
one must first step back onto the stage.
Here we go. One of my least favorite boss fights in the game. I love the design, love the music, hate the mechanics.
Expected. The trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
96K.
Echoes of the past. You need not fade away. Follow me to the stars.
Let's play through.
Alright, I think I'm going to fast forward through this because this is going to take a lot of time. If there's dialogue, I'll show it in the editing. But for those of you on Twitch, get ready for a long haul. This is probably going to be another 30 minutes.
Follow my charge.
Here is
Alright.
The time has come. Let it be revealed. Is it inevitable for me?
Alright. Oh, we don't even go to the embryo philosophy? We're just going to have straight up this vote for the entire thing?
Here is thunder. Orderly noise. I underestimated you. It cannot come to pass.
That's bad.
With wisdom comes.
I'll you find the answer?
That sucks.
There's no time to lose.
Alien Dream, bad RNG. I have like 50% effect res, by the way, on Lasha. 50% effect res. As much as I want this team to work, it's not gonna. Oh, wait, we get a... Hang on. They give us a Story Sunday for this. They didn't tell us we had a Story Sunday. Let's try that again.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Here,
Alright, first break, and we're already doing about 6% more of the boss's health, just with having Sunday here than we did on our first attempt. Don't want to accelerate Lightning Lord until we have at least 6 stacks. That's one of the problems I see with Sunday. Just because we can accelerate Lightning Lord doesn't mean we should every time. And 55% effect res. Sorry, over 60% effect res, and he's still getting hit by Alien Dream. You playing Pantera in the next room over? Walk. Nice.
Time for a fun.
Noise is fading. Wait for good tidings.
It's of no consequence.
Bloom. 1,000 thanks. It cannot.
Oh, fuck you!
I've heard the call.
Basically, if Lucha gets CC'd, we lose. That's just the end. We finally did it. I can't believe that this took 3 tries and put us over the 3-hour mark.
You took the bait.
I'll see you off.
Please don't put a shield up.
Receive divinity.
Good as new.
Repay. Eternals.
The dead return.
Oh my god, he put the shield up.
Follow my charge.
Here, this thunder.
Can I have fun this time? Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
This lowers their defense. Might be able to break through the shield.
Sink into a dream.
You chose the wrong enemy. Nothing major.
Conflict is back down. All things are part of the melody.
Please die. I hate that boss. New venture on the 8th dawn. I feel like I've seen this imagery somewhere before.
On this 8th day, I grant myself departure.
And then it was Monday. Oh, saunter up casual,
Well,
Mr. Yang.
How should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. 1 Week?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an end.
What are your plans after leaving Penacony?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron on Penacony.
End the stream early, even though it feels like we're really close to the end. Because I would like to get dinner, since it's after 9 p.m. now.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron, and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival.
Okay.
You've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved.
From the Montour system?
Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacony is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site of the Harmony and inquire about the true will of the Great One. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending the weak hold up? Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express, or the most fearsome enemy.
Really? Which is funny, because when you ask Welt about the paths on the Astral Express at the start of the game, Xipe the Harmony is like one of the ones that he considers to be just like outright solely good.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony were driven by the same concern. After all this, the Harmony and the Preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive, and Penacony will become a public space in the cosmos. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad that Penacony needs it.
That they
You
need
and I
freedom,
both
or that
strive
they have
for a
it?
peaceful society, even if our reasons are different. And you've gone even further than I have. If not for our paths, perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown me mercy in front of the Dream Master. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. After all, you are one of my trailblazing goals.
What do you mean by that?
About that. You've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, I have a request that I hope you'll consider. While I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true Nameless, I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need, more than asceticism, is knowledge. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
I mean, I would say yes. I don't really have a reason to say no. I mean, I have a reason to say no. But I have more reasons to say yes, I should say. Sometime later.
So this is why I brought him here.
And now Don Hung and Himiko are just now being informed of this.
Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express. Of course, I can't make that decision alone.
But if you didn't support this idea, you wouldn't have brought him back. Well, I trust your judgment. If someone is willing to join us on our journey, the Express will be open to them. This time is a bit different. Before making any decision, I want to hear what you think. Me? I want to hear everyone else's opinion. In this battle, you were the only one who directly confronted him. No, several of us did. Your opinion holds the most weight.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say whatever's on your mind.
You're a noble person. You always want to be in control. You've disappointed many people. You're a noble person. I can't deny that you always have compassion in your heart, even if you may view things differently. I agree with what you stand for. You have hope in humanity. You have an unrealistic ideal. I agree with what you stand for. I believe there is a way, a better way, to achieve your ideal. 7 rest days may just be a metaphor, but I look forward to the day when it comes true. That every day will be Sunday. What is Molly? What's Molly Zhang's like entire like Sunday mass thing? I ain't pulling it up, but if somebody wants to put that in the comments, I'll read it. We're the adversary. I don't agree with Mr. Yang. We can be friends. Nothing is for certain anyway. An enemy of yesterday may be a friend today. Oh my god, that is a lot of choices. You can join the Astral Express crew. Finally, I'm no longer the newbie. Maybe we should hear everyone else's opinion. I'll have my eye on you and other times. I have nothing more to add. I'll let you all decide then. I'm fine with that.
Well, you did get nerfed after turning into a good guy.
Did he?
So I guess I'm okay too.
He's still power creeped Bronya, though.
Thank you all for your forgiveness. Perhaps I'll find the answer I'm looking for on this journey. And when that day comes, it'll be farewell. Until then, I will do my best to fulfill my duty as a passenger.
What is the duty of a passenger? Looks like we've come to a decision. Remember to keep the conductor in the loop, too.
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time we get back on track and prepare for our next warp jump.
Yeah, but let me try contacting Madame Herta again before we set off. She helped us look into Amphorius, even though nothing came up. I should at least let her know that we're leaving.
Try?
I tried contacting the space station several times, but I never got any response. Maybe there's a problem with the Interastral network. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. What could happen on the Genius's home turf? Even the Antimatter Legion wouldn't stand a chance. For all we know, Madame Herta could be making a move again. Ooh, are we going to cut to Herta POV? There was some Herta stuff in the trailer. I'm excited for it.
No, we're still not quite there.
Oh. Time to leave the space station. Wow, that wasn't voiced. Everyone's leaving the space station? That's not good. Oh, this music, though.
Indeed, this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So...
what is happening?
All-seeing presence. I ask you this.
What do you say?
What is divinity?
News. What is divinity? That is indeed a question. A new venture onto the 8th dawn. Stay tuned for what happens next. Fugue has become a visitor in the Express. You might come across Fugue when you return to the Express. Alright. Next up, Cosmic Home Decor. Prologue. Oh, hi, Jing-Yuan. Well, that was indeed an exciting conclusion. Next time, we'll probably do other stuff. And because I'm going to have to cut so much out of this, I guess we can do the thing that I said we would do at the beginning. I said every time they always add this little thing on the battle pass, which is do 40 warps. And for good measure, we'll throw 30 on Sunday's banner. I want to save for Big Herta, but all things considered, it's worth a shot. I kind of want Himiko's cone, so I kind of want to get some more copies of stuff we already have. 6, 7. We're at 7 biddy. Let's see if we get lucky. My new record for lowest 5 stars on the light cone banner, which is now at 4 or something, I think, for the Aventurine's signature cone. And I think 26 or 27 was the lowest 5-star pull that we ever got on the limited banner, which was either Japard or Fei Shao, both of which were in the high 20s. Let's see if we get lucky. Am I lucky? Probably not. Can I at least get a Ting Yun copy, please? Geniuses propose. I want to build Arlen, but Arlen is so bad. And so hard to make work. But double 4-star, I do consider that to be a lucky pull. Let's go to 27, which is my lucky number and Weird Al's lucky number. Come on. Gold. Nope. Not lucky this time. Hey! That's what we wanted. Here's the last 30, and we're not pulling after this. When Sunday eventually reruns, I will definitely be pulling for him because it makes Jing-Yuan better. That's the only reason why we're entertaining this at all. Because I've gotten lucky in the past, I've gotten 27 pity things. $37. And we didn't get it. Oh well. Let's see what we got nonetheless. Hey, Trend to the Universal Market. I haven't seen that light cone in a while. Is it rate up or something? Well, next time we'll do pull stream, we'll do pulls for Big Herta, of which we'll have about 150 or so good to go for that. And we'll have some pity built up, I guess, since we're not pulling anymore. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Next time, I guess we get to remodel a train car. See you all then. Stay safe, everybody. If you want to stay updated, best way to do that is join the Discord. I'll let you know when I go live there, and I'll let you know what we'll be playing there. Ta-ta for now.
Nice.
Stay tuned as well. More stuff coming onto the channel. Maybe even some school projects. Bye-bye.